Chair of the Social, Cultural and Humanitarian Committee will commence with a resounding declaration of the importance of the SOCHUM.
Mr. Secretary General, President of the GA, fellow chairs, and dear delegates, it is within the human nature to seek adventure and to flock around the world events that every day dominate the news headlines across the globe. Terror, war, plane crashes, fires, and other disasters. Disasters shaped in an instant, be it by the force of nature or the wicked mind of men. But in these instances, these brief moments of surrealism, we tend to forget the real needs of mankind. Such events summon a shadow of forgetfulness and arrogance, clouding the judgment, heart and mind of man. Against this shadow, as your protectors, as your watchers, as your connection to reality, in these times of surrealism and insanity, stand the Social, Cultural and Humanitarian Committee. Acting as a bulwark of responsibility against the tide of warmongering and malagonium of the Security Council and DISEC.
Yeah, right.
Committed to keep the overly humanitarian committees within a grasp of reality. Focused to secure that the capitalistic taint of the WTO does not take precedence over the needs of mankind. Ensuring that the efforts of spectacles to recolonize the world is halted, so that the blue-eyed blondes shall no longer endanger the third world. Realizing our responsibility as the key structure of the UN to work tirelessly to improve the living condition of the people of the world, no matter the race, religion, political understanding, or geographical position. And so, my friends, as the light in the shadow, as your watchers during the dark night, and as your guiding hand through your hours of need, the Social, Cultural and Humanitarian Committee, in all its modesty, is here to take mankind to a safer future. And thus, it is my distinct pleasure to produce to you my capable co-chair, who will guide you through the story and great endeavors of the third committee of the GA, the Social, Cultural and Humanitarian Committee. Eric.
With about 80 to 90% first-time MUNers, we the chairs were utterly satisfied with the outcome and the events that led to these outcomes. And on a personal note, from us two chairs, we are also very pleased at the fact that 80 to 90% of our committee were beautiful young ladies. With sharp minds, they kept us entertained on multiple levels. With debating ranging from mockative sarcasm coming from delegates and chairs alike, and inspirational orations by the delegations of Sweden and many others, we had also some representatives that needed a slight push before they spoke. However, once they did speak and participate, it was highly constructive. So you could say that they invested much time while others were participating in formulating strong arguments that resounded throughout the entire room. Also, we'd like to mention that there were some delegates that you could really not silence. Am I right, France? So, also, we had some sleepy delegates as our committee rigorously partied every single night of the conference. So it was unavoidable to have occasional slip-ups, such as the delegate of Cuba proclaiming that the resolution was too liberal and democratic. But to return to a realm of seriousness, our committee engaged in rigorous debate to emerge with a resolution that was passed with a clear majority. The delegates were very enthusiastic in debate once things got rolling. But nevertheless, once the second motion to adjourn debate arose, after the first was cancelled at the discretion of the chairs. Not a single delegate dared object to this motion. And as our delegates ended the meeting just a few hours ago, we are thankful to the organizers and the participants of EuroMUN 2009 for enriching this experience. But now, it's time to adjourn and hit the party scene once more, as has our delegation done on every single night thus far. So, to proceed with the Best Delegate Awards. Honestly, SOCHUM, you made this a terribly hard decision, and I congratulate you for that. But we had to make strict criteria, and there were delegates that emerged above others, if only slightly. Participation was a key issue, but more the ability of delegates to use their knowledge, adapt to the situation, and come out on top, more productive, creating resolutions with clauses that will help the world, like SOCHUM does so very well. So, the Best Delegate Awards, please approach the front the honorable delegates of Australia and Sweden, Annelinka Anbeck and Johanna Schmidt.
So, we have 3 more delegates we have to mention. Best was even more difficult, actually, since we could only mention 3. But we would like, first of all, to mention France, if you would please stand up. And India. And lastly, our democratic hater from Cuba.
Now, seeing as you haven't had enough humor from us, to prove one last final point that SOCHUM and other delegations have been arguing throughout the entire conference, we'd like to put it this way. 1, 2, 3, hit it!